Buford T. Justice to the world. But he wasn't yet. I mean, nobody had seen Mike, so I'm in there. I open up a can of beer. I'm 18 years old, got my feet on the coffee table. Were you that kid that climbed the fence and BS his way? And I said,
Sport presents the GAA Classic Cars Auto Auction. Check your local listings for channel and time.
Welcome. So how did you get to the point where they actually said, okay, you're in the...
And Burt was, Burt, I didn't meet Burt Reynolds that day, but he was...
the strength of know what you don't know, you know.
There you go. You don't know what you don't know. So God forbid anybody tells you what you don't know.
It's a little bit from the Bandit, there's Smokey and the Bandit, and probably I would have to say your original most iconic.
And he looked up at me and is like, I like you, kid. Because he was sitting, he had a little... I'm one of these kids who went to the movies every Saturday, double feature.
And where the original General Lee is, or what? How many versions of the General Lee?
But it's the only one that's left from those original days. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do that shot again. And I'm going to get... So when you see Poker Run and you see the most beautiful shot since... I had a dear friend I went to high school with named Jack Gill. And we were going to move.
It's Forward Bite, and the latest episode is available now on the Speed Sport Podcast Network.
And the Mikado and Fiddler on the Roof, shows like that. Flood followed by our 1,000-year flood in 2016. So we understand what's going on. In fact, as soon as with supplies, we're going to fill 2 other semis up with supplies and bring them there. But anyway, all that to say that I had great relationships with country music because of who you are. Or you think that way because of who you are. And I said, no, Phil, I'm who I am because I think that way. I believe that Wayne Gretzky knew he was a hockey player.
For doing tricks with a yo-yo.
I don't know if they paid Tommy Smothers. They paid Tommy Smothers.
So, John,
my race car, I've got 8-1.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
So that, you know,
around the country.
We finally got to the event.
Yeah,
well,
I'm sorry.
The event is called...
as long as we get...
How great is that? Then on Saturday night, we are going to, we pack the track. I've never put a wheel on that dirt yet. So hopefully we'll earn a place. I want everybody to come, make a new friend, be a new friend. Please support JohnSchneiderStudios.com. We've got movies, we've got music, we've got a wonderful album.
Touchdown, Oakland! First and 10.
In different racetracks, and you know, that's what we did as a family. We really didn't have the money, you know, to race, and it just was a desire to compete from an early age, you know. It's just something when we went. Yeah, I'd say David Blankenship was one of those. We run the late model stock series now, which is you can find us basically from Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. They used Rick Townsend chassis.
Your Townsend car, okay.
Yep, that was the first car I ever saw.
Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Yep.
And that was in the...
But, you know, I took the mentality that, you know, if he could drive it in the corner that far, I could.
I realized my ego was overriding my checkbook at that time, so... But
I built the spindles. I built the upper A-frames, sleigh ball arms, what you're feeling and knowing what to change to complement that. That first year, we probably raced 12 races, and I think I won 8 or 9 races that year and won the track championship. a lot of times just a little bit of patience would have went a long way. I was learning more about the race cars and what it would do to if I did this. You know, the first year here I am, I'm racing a pair.
You and Mark Martin, believe it or not, have like your storylines.
It's really been cool. You know, of course, as a driver, I always wanted to make it to Sunday, right? You know, I always.
Car Digital Media.
Before we get back to Fast Car 2 NASCAR with Mike Wallace. With everything from resto mods to numbers
Braking because I dominated the whole race up until that point, but it was pretty much the time in my career that I had really started to excel.
I remember going, they had the Winston Racing Series banquet in Nashville, Tennessee at Opryland.
Edwards
And
makes the sack.
I won the
One
regional
yard
championship,
loss
and
on the
Max
play.
Prestwood won the national championship back in that time. And I'm sitting there
Yes.
thinking, man, I want to be him. I want to be up on that stage, and I got to do whatever I got to do to make that happen. So you got motivated there at the banquet.
Easier to go backwards in racing than it is to go forwards, and we just was in a really good spot.
Gotcha. Well, the one thing I need to get back was to Jeff Kent's.
I wasn't married at the time. 2015, that was my first championship after I was married. So
When you're talking about having your child with you, I actually follow you on Facebook, or a particular race you won for whatever reason that night.
yeah, I'd say
In NASCAR Digital Media, today's guest, Lee Pulliam, driver, team owner.
Wednesday because I got to make a deposit Tuesday. You know, I'd race like a lot of work from off of my shoulders from having to run to chase down sponsors and really beat the bushes to get the money to go racing and really helped me a lot.
I love the backstories of things. Mr. Kiker, what did they do, or what kind of business were they in?
Mr. Kiker, he owns a tree service. I drove for me last year. Had a really successful year with him, and he's doing a great job for Venturini in the ARCA series now, and racing for Kyle Busch some in the truck series and doing an awesome job. So definitely been able to work with some talented people over the years.
Just tell or explain to everybody that's listening, when you use the word taking